this guy bugs me in a way that is probably unhealthy. And but I have to be careful about being a smartass. I was making a joke. These people have no sense of humor. They are the most literal people. But my point was they're all mad, and I, said something I didn't, probably shouldn't have about a company. He is agreed. So I make the case. They're all butthurt about the Tesla thing, but they don't care the disrespect they have shown to employees at the Minneapolis VA who care for our veterans, and they fire them. They don't care.
Since Trump came back to office, we have seen this phenomenon playing out everywhere. Trump has so fried the left's brains, so distorted their reality, that they will flip positions on absolutely anything, defend any evil or idiocy, simply to be on the other side of Trump. Remember when once upon a time, and by once upon a time I mean 2 seconds ago, driving a Tesla was the #1 way to show you were hip and with it when it came to saving the planet? Well, now the left is, of course, out torching Tesla dealerships, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, remember him, the manly man who almost became America's vice president, is celebrating its share price tanking.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, and take out, just telling you.
Oh, how they laughed. But what makes Walz doubly ridiculous here? I mean, he wasn't ridiculous enough, but this is a great cell phone. His own state of Minnesota's pension and retirement fund holds 1.6 million shares in Tesla. So great work there, Governor, sharing your own pension fund's demise. Meanwhile, I think on another example, most people would think that, say, arresting illegal Venezuelan migrants who are part of one of the most deadly narco syndicate gangs in the world and kicking them out of the country. Well, to say nothing of course, all the other millions of more undocumented aliens who slipped into the U.S. during the Biden administration, you'd think that once upon a time this was such Democrat orthodoxy, it was kicking them out, that Barack Obama was even talking about it on his campaign trail in 2007.
I think we should have strong border security. It doesn't make sense for us to allow hundreds of thousands of people coming through our borders without us knowing who they are.
Hundreds of thousands, try 10 million now. But, you know, again, with the left, it's one way or the other. And that was then, this is now. And in Trump's America, of course, border control is now considered, yes, racist.
The Europeans that come here that overstay their visas are undocumented, but they don't come across the southern border. So I think there's a very clear message as to what this president wants the look of a criminal migrant to look like, what an undocumented migrant. And I think that's racist.
Ah, yes, there's always a view clip, isn't there? And now, of course, a left-wing Obama-appointed judge has been trying to set up a constitutional crisis because the Trump administration didn't turn around plane loads full of Tren de Aragua gang members in the middle of the air to try and bring them back to the United States. Funny that. But again, these people claim on the left to be the real patriots. They say, oh, we're the opponents of Donald Trump. But they are backing in an agenda that is in fact terribly destructive of the America they claim to love, because that's all they know how to do now. It was the same thing that happened, remember, at Trump's address to Congress, when the Democrats were refusing to even so much as stand when Trump talked all about his achievements, closing the southern border and ending illegal immigration. Something that, again, once upon a time would have been supported by the left. Again, as I say, the left, well, right now, they're angry. They cannot be happy about anything. They cannot celebrate anything, even something that is objectively good for the country that they claim to love. But most importantly, the modern left cannot be consistent because they have ceded all their principles to the support of power. Free speech long ago gave way to cancel culture and internet censorship. Sexual liberation on the left has now become a censorious puritanism, and you can think of your own examples, I'm sure. But for a while there, the left did seem to be about building. I mean, FDR did build the Hoover Dam, JFK kicked off the project to put a man on the moon, but now that it's Elon Musk putting rockets into space and catching them with chopsticks, the left is burning the guy's cars. And that's because all the left now has is negation, destruction, and revolution, and they don't even know what they're aiming for anymore.